Yeah, it's your boy, No Look Mack, and I'm back with another motherfucking video. You dig? You shitting me? You kidding me? You heard this one right here? We reacted to my boy Gully Boy. We have done a lot of Prem videos, and Prem has got us a lot of subscribers, a lot of views, a lot of likes, a lot of comments. So we want to share some of our fake love and try to get some more love. My man Gully Boy. I've been watching Gully Boy videos for dumb long. So it's only right we tap in. This one, I think it's Dead Presidents. Yeah, we're going to do Dead Presidents right now. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. Lorenz Tate, Frankie Lyman, Chris Tucker, Keith something, the dude that's in all the damn movies, and he was in Saints Row and all that type of shit. Man, word. Let's get straight into this.
Once they find themselves fighting in the Vietnam War. Before their departure, they'll finish
mad
school,
dark.
bang chicks, and go on hit and runs. Well, only one of them would do that. But the year is 1968, and the place is the Bronx, New York. One day on their milk delivery...
Hold on. Because I was going to put Harlem. I thought it was in Harlem, but then I thought I was bugging. I was like, nah, I feel like it's like Chicago or some shit. This shit is in the Bronx.
The three would have a conversation about what they want to do after they graduate. Skip would jokingly tell Jose that Uncle Sam is going to snatch him up as he's a recruiter's dream. After he says this, Anthony would then tell the two that he isn't afraid to fight in a war.
I ain't afraid of no war.
Skip would then have the only right response, and he'll ask that boy what is he smoking.
What the fuck you been smoking?
But Anthony also sees the opportunity as a way to travel, and he'll also state that he wants to do something different. And Skip would give the only right response a second time.
Getting your fucking head blown off here is different.
But Anthony would have his mind made up as he wants to be a Marine. His family can't even convince him otherwise, as they know that him joining the Marine Corps is a bad idea. It is also revealed that Anthony wants to follow in his father's footsteps, as he also fought in a war. His father will be the only one to understand this sentiment and would approve of his decision. A local hustler named Kirby would also be influential in Anthony's decision, as he's another man that fought in a war. Kirby would also influence Anthony in other ways as well. One day Kirby would let him drive his car, and he'll get a taste of that G-life.
Nah, this scene is dumb funny, bro. This is one of the funniest scenes on planet Earth, bro. I wish Gully Boy actually played out the clips.
Back in which the owner owes Kirby some bread. When the man comes up short, Kirby would ferociously put paws on it. Once he drops his goofy ass, the man's daughter would try to come to his aid, but this will only lead to
Erica B, Heather B, Sway Universe right there. Heather B, let's go. And she used to rap, I think, back in the day. She was a rapper.
That Ike Turner special.
Oh,
as the madness continues, the man would then snatch off Kirby's leg.
Right.
What the fucking leg? Which
I always wondered, do he really has a fake leg? Always from this movie, I always thought he had a fake leg.
The war. He'll then drop to the ground and put his burner in the man's face. He'll tell the man to give him his leg back and to have his money the next time he sees him. The two will then ride off into the night. I also must mention that Kirby has his own spot filled with pool tables and booze. One day while Anthony's shooting some pool, an extremely light-skinned brother that says "man" after every sentence will walk into the spot and demand that Anthony leave the bar. But Kirby will come to Anthony's defense, and he'll even bet that Anthony can beat the light-skinned brethren in pool. During their game, he would hate on Anthony as he's cold.
We about to bring those hairstyles back. Yeah, we about to bring those
the light-skinned brethren in pool. During their game, he would hate on Anthony
about to bring
as
that back
cold
with
Alana. When Anthony beats
shaper.
him, the light-skinned brother would try to finesse him by not paying what he owes. When Anthony would tell him that he's short, he'll loke up on Anthony and gently slashes his face.
That motherfucker. Yeah.
He'll then get his goofy ass thrown out. Hanging with Kirby isn't the only thing on Anthony's agenda, as he also spends quite a bit of time with his girlfriend Juanita. One day when he goes to see Juanita, her little sister Delilah would answer the door and inform Anthony that she's sleeping. All while she's telling him this, she's giving him that look.
This is the meal kit that tastes like
nasty.
no other.
The only
She a
meal
freak
kit
elite.
with
Freak
my
elite.
stamp of
Freak elite. She a little freak.
Like if he wanted to, Anthony could take her down. On the night of their graduation, Anthony would ferociously pipe Juanita down.
Right. Smoking her boots. Little sister in there
After
soaked
the
up.
intense smash session, they'll talk about their future together. Juanita wants to marry Anthony when he gets back from
She's
the
pretty.
war, but Anthony would tell her that he might not come back. He's also against her waiting for him, as he understands that she could find someone else while he's gone. But she'll tell Anthony that he's the only one that she wants.
Listen to this shit. That shit is so pivotal. He tells her move on. She says she gonna ride out.
3 years later, Anthony is now a proud Marine serving his country. He's skillful on the battlefield, and he's seen all type of illmatic shit. Another thing that happened over the years was that Jose got discharged from battle as he wounded his hand. Skip was also right about Uncle Sam snatching up Jose, as that's exactly what happened. But speaking of Skip, he's also now in recon because college didn't work out. He got in touch with Anthony and is now a part of his unit. Of course, he hates it and wishes he was in Jose's position with a messed up hand.
I'd rather be home with a fucked up hand up in some pussy than to be out here healthy than a motherfucker without it.
As I said before, the young men would experience things during the war
They was
that
out
would
there
change their
fucking.
lives
Don't let them lie
forever.
to
They
you.
would witness members of their squad die brutal deaths, with the most brutal one being a dude getting his pee-pee chopped off and shoved in his mouth, along with his guts and intestines being ripped out. Another crazy thing they'll witness
Movie
is
is
a member of the
crazy.
platoon named Cleon brutally chopping off the dome of a Vietnamese soldier. He'll inform his squad that he's keeping it as a souvenir, and he'll also carry it around as a good luck charm. That is until the head starts to smell like serious asshole.
It stinks like a sack full of assholes.
This would then lead to everyone telling him to get rid of it.
It was mad
It stinks like a
overdose.
sack full of assholes.
This would then lead to everyone telling him to get rid of it. Anthony was able to deal with tragedies of the war by shutting out the world back home. He wouldn't communicate with his parents, and when he found out that he got Juanita pregnant, he rarely looks at the pictures of his daughter that she sent him. And when Juanita would write him, he would never write back. His logic was that the minute that he thought about life back home, it would result to him dying on the battlefield. But he'll soon enter another type of battlefield when he arrives back home. Anthony would quickly learn that fighting in the war didn't benefit him at all. He'll struggle to find work, and when he does find work, it isn't enough for him to support his woman and child. This would also lead to a ton of tension in their home. On top
The first hurdle right there. Right, the first hurdle. My son went to the goddamn army, put in all that work, experienced all that traumatic shit to come back home to nothing. So you basically just spent time over there for nothing. Like you did it for nothing. Not a nicer home, some benefits, at least some, ability to get some decent paying jobs. Nothing. You just fought for the country, came back. All right, thank you. That's crazy.
of that, Juanita is pregnant a second time. But it's safe to say that it's not Anthony's, as she's been letting a local player named Cuddy slide up in her while Anthony was
My
gone.
son,
Cuddy
Clifton
also
Powell.
stepped in to help Juanita while Anthony wasn't around, leading to him stating that he's a friend of their family.
You should consider me like a friend of the family.
But this won't be the only violation that Anthony will receive. Of course, Anthony isn't okay with another man taking care of his
Who
family,
would?
and he'll tell Cuddy to step off. This would then lead to Cuddy sneaking him and telling him to suck on his pistol, as he's an ungrateful jive turkey.
Suck it, nigga!
Anthony would then tell him to shoot him, as he feels like he has nothing to live for. Cuddy would then feel bad for him, and he'll stop trying to make him suck his gun. I know this situation
Hey, yo.
looks bad for Anthony, but at least he got revenge on the evil light-skinned brother.
Don't you goddamn it. Fuck out of here. Talk shit now, huh?
Skip has also made his way back into the free world, but the effects of the war really got to him and has turned him into a heroin addict. Jose is a
junkie,
working
man.
man taking care of his family, and Kirby is down bad as he's no longer beating niggas and punching hoes. Everyone would eventually be down bad as they're all low on funds. Anthony would lose his job, and he'll break up with Juanita for a multitude of reasons, with the main one being that she's still receiving money from Cuddy.
Even if I wanted to give it back to him, Anthony, he wouldn't take it back.
What the fuck you talking about if you want to give it back?
They'll then all plan to rob a money truck that holds over $1 million. Their team will be
She didn't wait for him. He didn't care if she moved on. She moved on. What he told her to do. Now he mad she moved on. But she still fucking with him, but still fucking with the other nigga too. And she said she wouldn't move on. And she did. But she still fucking with him, but still fucking with the other nigga too.
Anthony, Skip, Jose, Kirby, Delilah, who is now a pro-black and still very fond of Anthony.
Welcome home.
and they'll even scoop up Cleon, who has now become a born-again Christian, no
Hola.
longer slicing domes off like butter. On the day of the robbery, everything would go wrong. Their planning was terrible, which would lead to them getting into a shootout, catching numerous bodies. Cleon will be assigned as a lookout, but he'll freeze under pressure. This will result to Skip headshotting a security officer.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. We're gonna get into that in a second.
They'll catch several more bodies, and when it's time to
This is the
steal
best,
them,
yo, bro. Nah, this is not the best heist scene because you know they don't really get away with shit. But this is one of the best heist scenes.
they'll catch
ever.
several more bodies, and when it's time to steal the money, we'll find out the reason Jose injured his hand in the war. He worked in the demolition unit, and he was insane with the explosives.
Motherfucker, Joe, you blew the whole motherfucking truck up, motherfucker!
After Jose blows up the truck, they'll scavenge all the money they can. While this is happening, Anthony's having trouble with the remaining guards. He'll have Delilah there to back him up, but her aim will be so atrocious, it would lead to her getting hit with that real hot shit. Her distraction would lead to Anthony finishing off the guards, but he won't be able to save Delilah. As they're trying to get away with the cash,
Caught her
Jose will run
slipping.
towards a dead end as he's being chased by...
She had that stormtrooper aim. Like, it's usually the opposite side. That they'll have like 50 machine guns shooting and they don't hit you one time, but then you just let off your gun twice and you got them. Pow pow. They did it the opposite way.
police car. He'll manage to pop the driver in the neck, but that boy will turn into a wax figure once the cop car approaches him.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
Even though the mission went terrible and lives were lost, they were still able to get away with about $300,000. But more trouble would quickly come their way as Cleon starts to get too flashy with his share of the money. He'll randomly hand out $100 bills to his congregation, and he'll even purchase a brand new whip. His recklessness would then catch the attention of the crew. Kirby would suggest killing Cleon, but Anthony thinks that he can talk some sense to him. But as he's pulling up to Cleon's church, the police are in the process of arresting him, and when he gets to the station, that boy would fold like grandma on laundry day. Now that the police have the information on the perps, they'll go scoop them up. First, they'll head over to Skip's place, but he'll already be on the trip to heroin heaven. As Anthony and Kirby are about to make their escape, they'll quickly become bombarded by cops.
Run up this! Yeah!
Yeah! It's over. It's over. It's over.
This would lead to a very sad ending for the two, as their country failed to take care of their veterans. But the ends most certainly don't justify the means, as they took innocent lives. In the end, Anthony will receive a life sentence, which would completely ruin his life. And I'm also pretty sure that they added another life sentence when he ferociously threw a chair at the judge.
Fuck you!
Yeah, they definitely packed that nigga up. No, but on some real shit, this movie was phenomenal in my opinion. I just found out not too long ago that it was based off a real story.
Really?
War veterans ended up becoming robbers. The Hughes brothers did a fantastic job capturing the essence of the time, and all the actors did phenomenally as well. This film also shows how this country treats their veterans. When they enter the free world, they probably struggle more than a normal pedestrian. Like, it's truly messed up. But all in all, I highly recommend this film if you haven't seen it already, as it's definitely worth a watch.
That's a fact, man. Shout out to my boy, Gully Boy. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe my video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe his video, man. Dead Presidents. Make sure y'all go watch that. And for me, I'm about to go eat. I'm hungry. Holla at you, Guala.